Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your Star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is my weekly What I Have Been Warming. I've got lots of Scentsy, I've got some teddy bees, I even have a couple things that my friend Robin sent me from Melting Memories that were wonderful that I'm trying to use up, and we will just dive right on in. And if you can hear some funny dog toy noises in the background, my Kenya is having a good morning playing with some treats in one of her toys. So let's get started with a couple of the most standout scents that no matter when I reach for them, I just love them. One is from our beloved Scentsy, and the other one is from Teddy Bees, and it's funny because I wanted to talk about them together because my daughter thought that I was melting the Scentsy version when I was actually doing a Teddy Bee scent that is similar. Not the same, but I thought that was interesting. So that is my very, very beloved apple butter frosting. This is such a good smell. I know that out there in the world of vendor wax that there is another company which has created what they are calling a dupe, but I still have this bi-monthly 2 clams in my club, so I don't really have to worry about finding a substitute. It is the most wonderful, sweet, very frosting buttercream frosting with apple spices and apple butter type scent. It's not like the toasted apple butter we just had in I Bring Back My Bar, which I also put 1 bi-monthly into the same club that I've got this 2 of. That one is a little more low-key. It's not quite so sweet, but this is just one of the very best scents Scentsy's ever made, and I had a really good couple of days. I used this for a couple of days in my house. But at the same time, because there was this thing called the Teddy Bees pre-order list that we were all looking at and trying to decide what we couldn't live without, I did grab some of my sugared chestnuts and apple butter, and this is what my daughter thought was the apple butter frosting. They are different. If you really have a wax nose or a perfume nose, you would know this is not the same scent. But what it does have that is similar is the wonderful warmth and butteriness that's very homey. This isn't quite as sickeningly sweet with the chestnut. The sugared chestnut really balances the apple butter. But I'm telling you what, this is one of the most beautiful home fragrance scents that really does rival apple butter frosting that I've ever gotten my hands on. So the sugared chestnuts and apple butter, I did add another tub of that because I've got another tub in storage to my pre-order list, and we will be getting that shipment in, April sometime, and I'm so excited. And it is so hard to narrow down what you want from Teddy Bees if you do that particular vendor and you enjoy the process of reading the list and debating with your friends and trying to figure out what you want to get, because with a lot of the smells on a pre-order list, you've never smelled them before. That one I already had, and they thankfully brought that back for this particular winter-spring pre-order. But anyway, I digress. The next thing that I have here are a couple of really wonderful staples from Scentsy. Today, I am melting all over the house apple cherry strudel, and it's just so good. I put this back into my bi-monthly club for when the catalog rolls over, because this does not continue on for spring-summer. This is so wonderful, you guys. It is the perfect, authentic, real cherry scent. We also had one with Scentsy as a scent of the month 2 summers ago, I think, that is called Red, White, and Berry Pie. I have quite a few clams of that, but this one is the one that I club because this just smells like a real cherry turnover with a little bit of apple in it, and it's just so good. Doesn't last all day, that's the only problem. So if you want to club this, I would say put a higher frequency on these bars so that you have enough scent to be satisfactory. Another one that I was doing was cinnamon vanilla. This is carrying forward into our spring summer Scentsy new catalog. And this is just really pleasant. It's probably nicer in warm weather than it is in super cold, but you could melt it any time of the year. It's a creamy cinnamon vanilla with a little bit of cassia, and it's good. So at the same time, I'm working through one of my tubs of something that was offered last fall for the Christmassy type pre-order, and that from Teddy Bees is called Praline and Woods. Now, we had an RTS, and then there was like a secondary version of the RTS where the lady that runs it, Tiffany, also got out a whole bunch of things from her own stock that she wasn't using that were either damaged or old or whatever, ugly cast-off type things that people still wanted such good scents. And I picked up some more of this in loaves, actually, because I wasn't sure this is ever going to come back because I loved it. And this is really nice melting with the apple cherry strudel in alternate warmers. So this is toasted pecans, praline candy, spiced white cake, and softwoods. It's such a nice homey smell. It's kind of low key, but that praline pecan gets me every time. I love it, and then you can smell the cake, and the softwoods keeps it from being cloying, and this is just really, really nice. So quite a bit of this in my stash. Now, the next thing I wanted to do was to get into some pistachio, which is a scent that I will typically melt in February. So again, I reached for Teddy Bees. I have one tub of Witches Be Crazy for Pistachios, which was offered last fall. I like this, but I do not love it. When I'm melting it, the pistachio note is good, but then it gets this sharpness, and I'm assuming, because I've never melted a Witches Be Crazy blend before, that it is that other oil that is overtaking the pistachio by quite a lot. And it just, I don't know, it got a scent that was too sharp for me, so I reached for a couple of blending options, and I've been working on this whole tub for several days because I want to get it gone in February, because this is not something I'm going to get again. So I mixed it with almond croissant, and I also mixed it with vanilla bean buttercream, and probably the most successful mix was with sugar cookie, because I just needed more bakery creaminess and some vanilla to take that edge, whatever it is, off of this particular blending of wax. And when you added the vanilla bean buttercream or the sugar cookie, then I got that really nice mellow bakery scent, but the pistachio just does not shine for me in this particular version of a pistachio blend. I'm going to try another one that I'll get in April, which is a pistachio bread pudding. It doesn't have Witches Be Crazy. It's got a whole bunch of other like really yummy, very bakery type notes. So I'm hoping that that one will be more up my alley. So I have yet to melt a clam, which now I'm thinking I should have kept it in my club, of pistachio ice cream from Scentsy, which for me is the gold standard of beautiful pistachio bakery scents. That one is true to what it should be, and it just throws gorgeous pistachio creaminess all day long. So this one was a little bit of a disappointment, but it's fixable. So all of these were to doctor that up. I did use the rest of a bar of king cake, which balanced, I didn't mix this directly because I know it's so strong, but balanced that pistachio blend that I had going on. So this is just super buttery. This is still available. It's in our Mardi Gras 5-bar collection, and this is one of those bakery bars where if you can deal with lots of butter and sort of like a heavy, dense pound cake scent, this is really good, and I do it in alternate warmers typically with another hard-hitting fruit or bakery smell, or maybe even spice. I wouldn't melt this all by itself in the house like all the time, where I would with almond croissant, which has more layered nuances. But this is a very good workhorse. It's a good bakery bar, and it's an excellent blender, kind of like Crumb Top or some of those others that by itself it doesn't shine, but it's a good playing with others. But I would, sugar cookie, which you can only get in, I was using that in blending, but you can only get that in a Brick and Club right now. And I think that they probably retired it for good as a bar, you never know. But that one stands up all by itself. So if you do have a club and you would like a good Scentsy bakery scent that's not vanilla bean buttercream, which is always available, sugar cookie is excellent. And getting it in a brick, you'll be able to have quite a bit for quite a long time. So then the other thing that I was trying to get through is All You Need Is Love. Now, I had heard so much good about this particular scent for a long time from the YouTube community. I finally got my hands on some of it last summer, and I was very excited because the notes are like sugarcane and Bing cherry and vanilla cream. It's good, but there is something about this scent that if I put too much of it in the warmer, it annoys me. I can't explain it any other way. So I did some mini warmers with this, and that was fine. But then I thought, okay, I'll just use up 4 cubes in, I think it was my rock quarry warmer. I don't know. Something about the cherry mixed with the sugarcane and the buttercream, it gets to be very overbearing. It's really strong. And I turned it off. So I will be using this in small dribs and drabs to get rid of the rest of that. Another thing that I was doing, because now there was a day where I was just craving this. I wanted vanilla cream, just vanilla cream. This was a week where I wanted very mild-mannered bakery more than the spicy stuff and the heavy stuff. So I guess I'm sort of trying to think spring, but not quite, because all I really want is sweet and sugary. Oh my goodness. This is such a beautiful smell, you guys. It's like Simply Vanilla, very much like Simply Vanilla, and it is, I'm hoping, going to be like the very vanilla that we'll be getting in the spring-summer catalog. I have yet to get my 10 new release bars so that I can tell you all about that. This one is in my quarterly club, and it is staying there. It is good, strong, authentic, almost floral. Simply Vanilla is a little more floral, but just good vanilla that doesn't lean buttercream. So before I got into this just onslaught of bakery everything, I did have a couple days where I did a bunch of fresh stuff that was still pretty wintry, and I did do one clam of hazelnut frosting, I think the same day as the vanilla cream. Unfortunately, I was so busy that the hazelnut frosting, I didn't really appreciate it because this is only in my quarterly, so I only get 3 a year. And I kind of missed out on enjoying this beautiful, subtle blend. This is something you do in a medium to small space, where it's got the ginger and it's got the buttercream and it's got the hazelnut. It's gorgeous. So then I was working on one day where I had Woodland Meadow, which will be coming back in our spring summer catalog. This is a very nice, low-key kind of cologne-y woodsy scent, but it's light. It's not super heavy like Mystery Man. It's not as heavy as White Amber Antique. This is right in between a fresh and a cologne. So I don't even remember the notes that are in it because it's been so long since I was interested in warming it, but I think I will get one more clam next spring summer season to melt maybe in the winter again, because this is when I liked it. I tried doing it because it was new release last year in the spring summer and I wasn't really feeling it, but it was very, very nice this week with just a warmth that was also sort of masculine and cologne-y, but like I said, without being overpowering. It was very pleasant. And I melted that with a bunch of eucalyptus wreath in other warmers. And this is one of my favorite bars that I don't use a lot of. It's one where a little bit will do me for a long time, but I did club this. It is so pretty. And this has mint and juniper and a light eucalyptus touch. It's not super heavy. It's not super medicinal. It's just really good. So then somewhere between that day and another day where I was doing frosted cedar and a friend did a bar swap with me and I got a bar of Cozy Cabin. Oh, you guys. Cozy Cabin is one of my regrets that I probably will never be able to club this or fix the fact that years ago, before I really understood just how difficult it is to get a scent back that's unusual that you love, I kicked it out of my club for dollar amount reasons. Cozy Cabin is the only scent I've ever gotten from Scentsy that genuinely has a bayberry note. It also has a soft musk and a warmth. It is perfect for the wintertime. I wish I had this in my bi-monthly, but my friend had one or some, and she was willing to swap with me so I could get one. Oh, this was such a joy to melt in my house. So I paired that with some frosted cedar, which isn't nearly as good, but it was a decent supporting actor. And this one is still available in our current catalog. This is new release this year. And this is really nice. It's just far more sharp and grassy. It doesn't have that sweet, rich depth that the Cozy Cabin has. So then for, I think, both of those days, I was trying to get through some of this Oh Christmas Tree by Teddy Bees, which I didn't like this for Christmas because it doesn't smell Christmassy tree to me. It doesn't have that nostalgia factor, but it's beautiful, and I knew I'd like it in the cold winter and early spring, so that's how I'm getting through this. Balsam fir, frosted juniper, fresh sage, and whipped vanilla. Yes, it has all of that. The vanilla is barely there to kind of make it smooth. This is a gorgeous smell. It's just frosty winter forest more than it is gathered around the Christmas tree with the hearth blazing, so I'll probably try to polish off the rest of this in my basement maybe this week to get through that. And then I was also experimenting both in my bedroom and out here. This was really good actually in alternate warmers with apple butter frosting. Creamy Cardamom was from the last RTS. It did not carry forward into this pre-order, but I think she was just playing around with the idea of cardamom because it's in another thing that I will be getting in April. This is so nice. It's just cardamom in warm milk, and it is such a good homey winter smell. The cardamom by itself, if you're familiar with that baking spice, that's pretty much all you get here, smoothed out by milk. So it's warm, but there's a little bit of a peppery sharpness, not too much. It's not unpleasant. And this was a good balance against the super, super sickeningly sweet apple butter frosting, which I love, but they were good in alternate warmers. I enjoyed it very much. And I also did some of this in my bedroom so I could tell my friend Robin when we were really debating over the whole Teddy Bees pre-order thing. What do you think about this one? What do you think about that one? Well, I think I'm going to try this. Both of us decided to go out on a limb. And there's one called Harold Finehair and another one called Earl Ingstad. We don't even know whose characters those are from what movie book. I have no idea. Both of those, we both decided to get a loaf, which is a little crazy. But the Earl Ingstad had cardamom, and pastries and Earl Grey tea and sugar crystals and stuff. Oh my gosh, it sounds so up my alley. And the other one was warm roasted chestnuts and I think cedar and creaminess and fire. And like, how could I hate that? You know I'll love it. So anyway, this was sort of a precursor of if I like this, I bet I could deal with those others. So I wanted to melt that this last weekend. So then the next thing that we have here is everything that I was doing in my bedroom. And I was a pretty busy bee with different things in the bedroom. And that same friend, Robin, who is just the most wonderful woman, go watch her channel, which is Northern Lights Glow. She's in Canada, way up north. She had sent me, right after Christmas, a Melting Memories birch and buttercream and this plum moscato. She gave me some other things too, but this is all I'm working through right now. These are so nice. So this lady's out of Toronto, I believe. And I know that with a lot of vendors, you're only offering certain things at certain times. I went looking for some more of this birch and buttercream, and that's not seasonal right now. So I hope that I get some more in the future. The Moscato's nice, but I'm not really into super bubbly champagne-y scents. It was good. It was, for one of those, it was very good. But this birch and buttercream, this is the second time I melted it. I want like 10 of these. It's so nice. It takes buttercream. And it makes it super sophisticated, and with the birch, it's not too sweet, it's just fabulous. So thank you, Robin, for those. Then I was working through some other things. The Dahlia Darling, I think, or not Dahlia Darling, Dazzle Darling. Dahlia Darling's purple, and it's a summer smell that was ages ago. This one was in the Glamorous You collection. I think I actually used the rest of this one in my Florida room. And somebody told me there was grapefruit in here, and I think that there's some sage and some other things, so it's sort of feminine, but it's also kind of sharp. And so it was nice out there. I used it for several days, and it smelled like a lot of different scents that I've had. Like it smelled like blue sage and tonka at one point. It smelled like something else at another point, where certain scent notes gave up the ghost and other things were left that were more base. So I found that interesting that that one had a lot more life in it and a lot more scent notes in it than I thought when I melted it in my bedroom. So then I was working through some Perfectly Cute, which is very nice. This is current in our Valentine's collection. It's sweet, light, fruity. It's got pear, it's got vanilla, it's got some golden something or other in it, maybe some amber. It's pleasant. It's not something I'm going to club, but it was good. Today, I am working through the next couple cubes of my whipped vanilla pear, which was just Bring Back My Bar. This is very nice. It wasn't exciting enough for me to want to get more. It's the kind of bar where if I see this in clearance, I might pick up one or two more because it's pleasant, but it's not super memorable. It's very mellow. It does have a good pear note. The longer that this sits, it's less grassy pear and more vanilla. And it's the kind of thing that's soothing in the spring when, you know, you've got your windows open for the first time and the little birds are chirping and all that, but it just isn't something I need tons of. Then the next one is one that I got several of in the flash sale last summer, and that is Mandarin Splash. This was a scent of the month like ages and ages ago. So nice. This is light, and it's got that water quality, that splash. It's got the mandarin, and then it has some sort of slightly woody cologne driftwood type note, but it doesn't get to be too much of it, so it doesn't go like men's body care or anything. I really like this, and I enjoy melting it in my bedroom specifically, and I'm just so glad I could snag a few clams in clearance last year. And then last but not least, I did remember to club Toasted Caramel Sugar, which was one of the ones I was having the hardest time deciding on for the last round of Bring Back My Bar. This is not a good open space scent for me, but wow, is it beautiful in my bedroom and smaller spaces. So I put a bunch of this in my warmer yesterday, and it's just so nice because there's a lot of bakery that's too heavy for a bedroom. This is perfect. So it's got this beautiful light milky caramel, just floaty and sweet and sophisticated, and it was super, super pleasant. So if you are working through your stash for February of your Scentsy goodies, or if you were enjoying your agonizing list where you cross it all off and do your math and do it again and again and again to try to enjoy your Teddy Bees pre-order, please let me know what you are thinking. And I hope that you guys have a really pleasant next week or so leading up to Valentine's Day. My excitement on Valentine's Day is I get to take my younger daughter to the dentist to get a cavity filled at like 8 in the morning, so, you know. But Greg and I will be going away early March for a long overdue trip. We were going to go on a cruise in 2020, and you know how that probably went. So we simplified. We were going to go north to Alaska, but we are just going to do a little Caribbean cruise the very beginning of March. So if you are my customer or you are expecting, the usual routine on the channel, just know that when the catalog changeover happens, I'm actually not going to be home. So just FYI, our family will have a time off and it will be a break, and I will try to get up a couple of videos during that period of time. But if you have questions that relate to the catalog changeover anywhere between now and the end of February, please get a hold of me so that you can be prepared, because I will not be contactable when you get on the boat. You turn off your phone and you enjoy your life that's not all the at-home stuff. That's the point of vacation, right? So I just thought I'd put a bug in your ear for that. I'll let you guys know in a couple weeks again that I will just be MIA. We as a family will be MIA for a little while. So have a great day, guys. God bless, and bye-bye.